or, well, one of my students who their Zoom lesson today asked me if I could put this quick video together to um, revisit one of the main things we were talking about last time, which is actually one of the main themes I've been expressing a lot lately, even my beginners. Everybody, of course, wants to know how to play hand, right? And that's important, but an equally important part of the guitar is what this hand is doing, where your rhythm comes. I mean, if you play a G chord here, yeah, great, listen to that. It doesn't make any sound unless. Now, I apologize for the tuning here. This is the only acoustic I have in the studio down here is a 12 string, and it's notorious for hard to keep in tune. So, but this is going to be a anyway. So just notice when you play the chord, the G chord, I can strum it, yay! And then we're going to go to an A minor chord, strum it, and that sounds good, like for a beginning, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. That one. A little bit better. So 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then the A minor. We've got a capo it too, so that's actually a B minor, but I'm just going to refer to what I'm doing with this hand. So it's G, and then A minor. And, you know, apologize for the tuning. It's letting it ring, 3, dun, dun, da, 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 which is a nice thing to do when you're having like a gentle song. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 5, 6. But if we want to start strumming, 2, 3, 4, 5, a little rhythm into it. Notice how I'm just letting each one of these strums ring, and that's kind of like one of the differences between someone that's a beginner and they're getting a bunch of chords under their fingers, and someone that's more intermediate. I feel like it's when you realize that you don't have to let all these strings ringing all the time. You can go, let them ring, then I stop that. Ring, stopped. I still strummed right after I strummed it. I stopped it with my hand. Now, I'm not always going to be flattening my across all the strings. I'm exaggerating right now. Usually what I do is I'll go, you see, I'm just kind of, I strum, but then I just let just kind of like the palm side of my fist just kind of land after I strum them right on the same strings. So here's a good exercise. Instead of strum and then letting that happen, have your fist or your whatever just kind of in sort of a resting spot there, and then strum it and then back, strum it, mute, strum it, and you can exaggerate this, make it really short, like that, and then you can make it a little bit longer, or strum, stop it, strum, stop it. And that time, notice, by the time I was like practically already in the muted position as I was raking across the string. So strum, 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 mute, strum. And now look, it's almost like I'm hitting the guitar for that second beat and that third beat. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, I'm totally right now just to make the point that this is our guitar is not just a harmony instrument for chords, but also as a percussion instrument. You've seen bands that have drop downs like that. Yeah, you can use it literally as a percussion instrument, but you can also strum these chords very percussively. There, that time you heard the chord, but I pulled it off. Right away, as opposed to just completely completely choked thing, which is almost like you're hitting it. You start mixing up notes ringing and notes being cut off like that, and that's when it starts to get a real drive to it. Starts moving people's bodies. I've done the same thing playing bass in bands. I'll be playing the bass line and all the notes ring. And then all of a sudden I'll start putting some mutes in there. And here I'm cutting off, I'm letting some of those notes ring. I'm clipping off better than the others. As soon as you start doing that, you can just feel the dance floor just kick it up a notch, and the band kick it up a notch, because it's just something about having mutes as much of a part of the palette as notes ringing out. Once you start to realize that, it's just things just kind of lock in, and it's just punchier. There's without any mute, and here's with mutes. And once you start doing that, you just tighten up your sound, and you just kind of have that next edge of experience that, when strings are all just flying around and always wiggling the air and never stopping, it just gets a little cluttered, and it's fine. You still have the right chords, you can still sing along with them, but when you learn that this hand can mute strings as well as play them, then it's just tighter and groovier. So anyways, I hope that something of a mini lesson that makes sense to you. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions, and have a good time. That's the most important part. Cheers.